Hi, this is Vec. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the conditional statements in Java. These statements are also known as selection statements. In any program, the control flows from top to bottom in a serial order. But with the use of selection statements, a programmer can control the flow of the program's execution based on the conditions given. So in this tutorial, we'll be looking at one of the two condition statements that Java provides, the if condition, and the switch we'll be covering in the next tutorial. So here you can see this is the structure of an if statement. If, and in the parenthesis we give a condition. If this condition returns true, these set of statements are executed inside this block, and if this condition returns false, the conditions inside the else block are executed. Now before showing how if works, let me show you some of the operators that we'll be using. Let's say int first number. First number, and assign a value 10, and let's take second number, and assign a value 100. Now when we are using the operators, the value returned is boolean, so we'll be using boolean, bool equals first, control space to complete, first number less than second number, and s out bool. Now here you can see 10 is less than 100, so this condition should return true. Let's see what we get. Shift F6 and the right result true. Now if we change the operator to greater than, that is 10 is greater than 100, this should return false. Let's see. Yep, this is false. Other operator is double equals. Now this double equals is different from a single equal, because this single equal is an assignment operator. That is, we are assigning the value of this statement, this expression, to the variable bool, and double equals is used to check if the value of this variable is equal to the value of this variable. Now let's see if 10 is equal to 100. Obviously it is not, and this is returning false. And another operator is not equals. 10 is not equal to 100. This is true, and the output is true. These operators will be extensively used in the conditionals and control statements like loops. We'll be seeing them in the later part of the tutorials. With this, let's jump to the if part and remove this. Remove all. And let me tell you, this is a multi-line comment that started by using this and ended by using this. If we remove these, this becomes a code. And let's say we take an int and name it as % equals 80. Let's say a student secured 80% marks, and by using f we'll be checking what grade he is getting. Now in condition, let's change the condition. % is less than 60, and remove this s out, grade C, and remove this s out, grade A, and shift F6. Now here you can see we get a grade A. Because this is 80, we are getting this condition as false, and the control goes to the else part, and this is printed. So the control is jumping from here to here, and this part is not serially executed. This is how the control is branched, and we may remove the else part. This is an optional part. Let's s out, outside if, and let's see what happens now. And as you can see, only the outside if part is executed, and this is not executed because this condition is false. Now there is one more variation in if else. There is an if else ladder. Let's see that. If % is less than 40, let's give it a grade D, and else if the percent is less than 60, let's give it grade C, and if the percent is less than, let's say, 80, give it grade B, and if it is greater than 80, let's give it in the else part, it's grade A. Now let's shift F6 to see what we get. It's a grade A because this condition is not met. Then the control flows to this condition. Again, this condition is also not met, and control goes to this condition. This is less than, not an equal to sign. So this also returns false, and condition goes to the else part, and we get the grade A. Now if we change this condition to less than equal to, then we'll get a grade B as output. Here you can see, because this condition is met and this condition is not. Here, now if you change this to, let's say, 75, we'll be getting a grade B again. As you can see, this condition is true for percent 75, and this condition is also true for 75. But only the first condition that gives true, the block of code of that condition is executed, and others are bypassed. We may also use the nested ifs. Let me show you the example for nested if. Let's remove this first. If percent is greater than 70 and percent is less than 80, we S out grade B. And if percent is greater than 80 and percent is less than equals 100 on a block, and here a nested if percent is less than 90, S out grade A, else S out grade A plus. So here you can see we have an if and we have a nested if inside of this if. Now let's see what output we get. Shift F6. We are getting a grade B because this is inside of this. Now let's change this and make it a 95, and shift F6, and here you can see we are getting grade A plus. Now what is happening? Let me debug this project and show you, and right click and debug file. Now let's see the control. How is it going? Follow this arrow, F8 goes here, and see the control is bypassed this statement and went here. It is returning true, as you can see, and F8 again, and let's see what this condition is returning. This is returning false, so this condition will be bypassed. Yep, this is bypassed, and we get the grade A. Let's stop this debugging. Now one more thing, if you are using only a single statement after the if, you must skip using these curly braces, and if you are using a block of code like this, you have to use these curly braces. And this is another operator that we are seeing here. This is an AND operator that says if this condition and this condition, both the conditions are true, then only the condition will return true. And there is a pipe operator, that is the OR operator. This says if this condition is true or this condition is true, that is either of the condition is true, this will return a true. So you may experiment with the operators and also have fun with the if else part and if else ladder and make different codes, and I'll be providing you with the assignments on my website, that is firstlearner.com. So this is all for now, and see you next time.